In this short episode, I'm spilling one thing you need to do to your website this week, right now, as soon as you can, that will help you increase bookings, increase sales, increase your email signups, your affiliate revenue, all of it. Doesn't matter if you're new in your business or you've been in business many, many years. This is something where we are basically taking what's already working in your business and making it better to maximize your revenue. And best news, this will take you about 30 minutes or less to do. And if it sounds too good to be true, I promise it's not. But this is something I've literally never heard anyone else talk about, yet is something I do regularly to improve my content and really maximize revenue in my business by making what's already working for me work even better. So you heard it here first. This hack is too good. So here's the intro music, then let's get into it. Hey guys, I'm Elizabeth McCravey, an online educator for entrepreneurs, website designer, wife, boy mom, and your host for the Breakthrough Brand podcast, the show that's all about pulling back the curtain on how to actually build a successful business. I don't skim the surface around here. If you want to dive deep into the nitty-gritty details of what it takes to run a sustainable business that fits your unique lifestyle while standing out in a crowd, then you are in the right place. I created a multiple six-figure-a-year business in my early 20s, and now in my 30s, I'm still running that successful multiple six-figure-a-year business on just part-time hours now as a working mom. I'm here to share everything I've learned and everything I'm still learning because I believe that the keys to building a thriving business should never be a secret. Here you'll find episodes that are actionable, direct, and fun, like friends chatting business over coffee, and a fresh, honest take on the reality of being an entrepreneur. If you're ready to master online marketing, website design, personal branding, mindset, time management as a busy parent, scalable and passive income, and business strategy, then this is the podcast for you. It's time to build your breakthrough brand. Let's do this. All right, guys, so before I get to the meat of the episode to kind of tell you where this idea comes from, the day this actually airs, I'm speaking at Show It Spark Conference in Chandler, Arizona. Literally the Tuesday this airs is my breakout session. I'm recording this just a few days before leaving for the conference. And so if you think of me today, say a prayer, because you think after 290 something podcast episodes, I would be just like, whatever, fine, getting on stage maybe and talking for like an hour with slides about a topic, but you'd be wrong. I'm really excited about presenting. My topic is actually all about affiliate marketing. So really, really pumped about that. But I get nervous with public speaking, and I feel like it's so fascinating to me how different it is preparing to get on stage and talk with slides versus a podcast episode. Because, you know, I can whip up a really solid, high quality, helpful 45-minute podcast episode really easily. Yet that same thing in a presentation live feels so much harder to me. So anyway, I'm feeling like I'm getting there and getting prepared. I'm going to be practicing my presentation some once I'm done recording this episode. But as I was thinking about what to talk to you about as the day I'm actually presenting, this episode is a tip taken from my Spark presentation. So that presentation, like I said, is on affiliate marketing for designers specifically, which this tip has nothing to do with being a designer. But that presentation is about how to make big revenue with affiliate marketing. And by that, I mean you being an affiliate marketer, not having an affiliate marketing program for your own business, but you like being an affiliate for other companies without reinventing your business model, like how to make a ton of money from it. So I'm really thrilled about that topic. And if that topic does sound interesting to you, stay tuned because I likely will have a mini course on that topic next year. So stay tuned for that. But anyway, this tip, although shared in an affiliate marketing context at Spark, really applies to all parts of your business. And it's something where I can dive into so much deeper. So if you're end up being there for my Spark presentation, hello to you. Thanks for coming. But just know this episode will be a great asset to that, to really dive further into like one of the things that really in my presentation, I'm spending like maybe a minute on, but here with you, I'm going to spend a bit longer than that. So here's what you need to do, how to do it, why to do it, all the things. So let me explain kind of in increments what we're talking about. Again, this thing to increase all your revenue basically coming from your website. So use Google Search Console to find out which blog posts on your website are ranking well on Google and getting click-throughs. And I'm going to explain how to do that shortly. And then with those blog posts, you are going to improve them drastically in some really specific revenue generating ways. So that is the overview of what it is. And now I want to explain and dive in a little deeper on exactly how to do it, why to do it, all that sort of thing. So the why of this is to work with what's already working for you. That's something that I feel so passionate about as a business owner. And too often no one talks about this, right? It's with content creation. It's always like write a new blog post, make a new Instagram reel, record a new podcast episode, make a new YouTube video. It's always like make something new. And when we do that, we ignore the content that's already out there working for us, that's actually getting more clicks, more reads, more eyes on it than that new piece of content you're about to create. So one of my best secrets, I would say, to having a profitable business while not working all the time, or even really, I'm not even working part-time hours right now in my business. I'm really like right now home with my kids a lot more. But this is a big secret to that, making what's working work better. So this is a practice I do often for myself and one I see really great results from. So I want to talk about how to do it exactly, and then what you're going to update on the blogs once you find the ones to update. I actually have 12 different things to consider updating as you analyze the top ranking blog posts. So first of all, how to do it. So like I said, using Google Search Console, it's a free tool by Google. It's similar to Google Analytics, but it's different. It's related more to, like the name would say, Google Search. So you need to set that up, obviously, if you don't already, which is a different conversation. But if you do have it set up, go log into Google Search Console. If you don't have it set up yet, definitely get this set up and attached to your website. But once you do, log into Google Search Console, and on the sidebar, here's what you want to do. You can click Performance, Search Results, and then Pages. So that's the order: Performance, Search Results, Pages. In the blog post for this episode, which if you go to elizabethmccravy.com/291, you can get a screenshot of like what all that looks like. And I'll also put some information for like if you don't have Google Search Console yet, like getting that set up. But when you do those steps of looking at pages, you'll now see your top ranking pages on your website, meaning the pages that are showing up the highest in search results on Google for a variety of different searches. And so for our purposes with this exercise you're going to do, you need to focus on the pages that are blog posts specifically. So you can sort this though as you look at the top ranking pages to be whatever time period you want. When I do this, I like to look a bit longer, like change it to say like show me the top ranking in a 3-month period, for example, and you'll be able to see the clicks and impressions for each post. And you can even click straight over to your blog post from there. You can also click into it and see like what are people actually searching that leads them to this blog post, that leads them to click on this. So you can kind of see like what are the search results happening for it. So you want to identify what the top blog is, or maybe 3, depending on how long you want to do this. I said, this will take you like 30 minutes. That would be for one post, which again, I recommend start simple. Just do it for one. Do it for the one that is the best ranking, that relates the most to like what you actually do in your business. And then you want to click over to it from Google Search Console, log into WordPress, log into Squarespace, log into wherever your blog is hosted, and get to editing on it. So now, as you think about updating it, like I said, you want to just start with one, because I get that updating all the ones that rank well can be a really big undertaking. So start with one that relates to what you most do in your business, because you might actually have a post that ranks best, but isn't traffic that's going to buy for you at all. So that could be one to skip, or one to like optimize even for traffic that might buy from you. So for example, with my own website, some of my top ranking blog posts are all motherhood related stuff where I actually have a lot of affiliate links in, which is nice. So I do make revenue from that, like we're about to talk about, but those are not necessarily selling, my website templates or my courses, but I can still update them to optimize them for affiliate links, or optimize them for like a call to action of like, hey, this is a 34-week maternity photo shoot inspiration thing. You might be a mom who wants to start a business, like just adding a blurb like that in there can still be good. But generally speaking, those kind of more lifestyle type posts, if that's not what your business is mainly, might be ones where this doesn't make as much sense. Okay, so anyway though, let's get into the things you're going to update on the post you've decided is the one like worth going in and updating. So first thing, images. Do you have more up-to-date or better photos you can add to this blog post since when you first published it? Again, these are in no particular order, but just like things to consider. So look through the images, whether it's the featured images or just images that are like in the blog post itself. Can you update any of them to make them better and more compelling? Second thing, affiliate links. So this was a huge part of what I talked about in my Spark presentation, but update any relevant mentions of companies you're an affiliate for with affiliate links. So maybe in this well-ranking blog post, you're writing about Showit versus Wix, and you actually did not use your Showit affiliate link or Wix affiliate link anywhere in the blog post. That's a great opportunity. Hyperlink the text for whichever company you're an affiliate for, if you're an affiliate for both, through your affiliate link. And you can also add a blurb about whatever your discount code is for it. And maybe your top ranking blog post is more of like a list where you've talked about 10 strategies for this thing. I'm sure throughout it, you have a mention of some company you're an affiliate for, or an opportunity where maybe you don't mention it right now, but you're like, oh wait, it would actually make sense in point number 3 for me to add a little bit of information about that affiliate. So add that if so. Okay. Third thing, add a call to action to work with you. Somewhere in the blog post. Maybe it's at the end, maybe it's at the very beginning, maybe it's mid-post, kind of doing a little call out that is a call to action to go to whatever page makes sense for working with you. Number 4, same thing, but add a call to action to your relevant to the blog post paid offer. So for me, it would be a blog post that relates to stuff for designers. I say, hey, you're a designer looking to build an in-demand brand and website design business. Check out my course, Book.Designer. Maybe it's through a graphic, maybe it's just text. You have to decide what makes the most sense for your blog, but that's a huge one. Just add a call to action with links to work with you. Okay, number 5, add an email form, an email opt-in form directly into the blog post, ideally towards the top for an opt-in that is relevant to this post. So let me explain that a little bit more. So basically look at your post and see, do you have a freebie already that is relevant, even if it's not the same, if it's not perfectly in line, but that someone who is coming from Google enjoying this blog post would perhaps want to opt in for, and add that directly as an opt-in, not as a link, but the form just embedded into the blog post so people can sign up for it. Another thing you could even consider is could you make a freebie that complements this well-ranking blog post? Maybe you look at your freebie list and you're like, wait, that would be awesome, but I don't have any freebies that relate whatsoever to this blog post. Maybe you make one that complements it, a checklist or a workbook that goes with whatever the content is. But that's one that has, y'all, this one, number 5 right there, adding the email form directly into the blog post, that has been one that has just skyrocketed email opt-ins for me. And again, it's just making what is already work better for you. I literally just add the opt-in, and then you can literally see that web traffic and email opt-ins are coming more from those blog posts. Okay, number 6, you could add an exit intent pop-up using a tool like Badao. So an exit intent pop-up would be when someone is reading the blog, right? And they've clicked into it from Google, or thinking about that Google traffic, and then they decide they're going to leave for whatever reason, have a pop-up that comes up that is specific to this blog post, specific to your super well-ranking blog post, and that encourages them to opt in for something, to read another piece of content. There's so many different things you could do. I think it would probably be best to try to capture their email from this blog, but you could kind of see, again, depending on what your content is, what could make sense. But Badao is a great tool for doing this. And there's also different ways you could do pop-ups with Badao on the blog post. Maybe it's not exit intent, but instead it's once they've scrolled to a certain percentage on this post, the pop-up for a relevant opt-in comes up, whatever it is. But again, you have a lot of traffic coming to this post, so let's optimize that traffic. And real quick, I am an affiliate for Badao, and if you want to use my code Elizabeth, you can get 20% off your subscription. And also, I will put a link in the show notes, but I actually literally just finished it up today. I created a new form template for Badao. So if you're wait, I want to get started with this, I'm interested. It's a new tool very closely related to Showit, actually. It's owned partially by Showit. So anyway, really, really awesome email marketing tool. But I made a form template. So you can just add this to your account and customize it and have your first form. This could literally be the base for your exit intent pop-up. So I think it's just elizabethmccravey.com/Badao. I will make that the link if not, but you can go there and get that free form template. Okay, so next, number 7. So that was exit intent pop-up, right? Okay, number 7, add a graphic to promote an offer, an email opt-in, etc. that's just clickable to it. So graphics just embedded within the blog post. And when I say graphic, I mean more than just an image, but an image with text on it can be really huge for making people take action towards something else. So again, this would open a new window, but maybe it's for an affiliate of yours, it's saying hey, get 20% off Badao in my example for myself. Maybe that'd be good for one of my blog posts. Maybe it's you post about your course. Maybe it's a little promo about hey, need copywriting, like click here to inquire about working with me, something like that, that kind of like slows the scroll and grabs their attention from what they were reading. Okay, number 8, link to other relevant and more updated blog posts. So maybe this blog post that's getting a lot of traffic is not your most recent thing on this particular topic. You can link within your blog post of like, want to read more? The hyperlink, here's the title of the blog post, encourage people to go other places. And then maybe those blog posts better sell your services and things like that. Okay, number 9, update the actual words. So maybe like I would encourage you to read this blog post, right? So maybe as you read it, you realize like, wait, I have things to say on this topic that I didn't have to say back then. And again, this will vary depending on the post itself of what is updated, but read it and decide what you could shift within your writing without hurting the SEO. So likely you'd want to avoid updating any like major headings, but like within your paragraph copy, like see if there's something you can add or update. This is actually been one of the biggest things I've done when I've gone and updated my old blogs that are ranking well personally, is like I realized like, wait, I have a new perspective on this because I've changed as a person, because my business has grown, because I'm different than when I first wrote this thing that's ranking well. You have more links to share, whatever it is. So update it and add new things. Okay, number 10, add a little blurb about you. So this could again be an interrupter within the copy or be something that happens at the very end of the post, but it just add some information about you, like, hey, thanks for reading this blog. My name's Elizabeth. Here's a bit about what I do. Click here to work with me, with a photo of you ideally. I think that can be really powerful. Maybe you're even linking out to your social media. Maybe you're linking out to your about page. Maybe you're linking out to the work with you page, but just adding some information to encourage, again, this new cold traffic reader that came from Google on getting to know you and your business better. Okay, number 11, link to your podcast or YouTube channel if you have one, to encourage people to go over there too. So again, this could be at the end, this could be a button, could be an interrupter of like, hey, enjoying this blog post, you'd love my YouTube channel. Like that sort of thing could be really, really awesome. Okay, and then number 12, add images into it that are meant to be pinned on Pinterest. So this could be something you add just at the very end of the post, 1 or 2, long vertical images that are meant for someone to pin to Pinterest. Because again, if this post is ranking well, this might also be something, or people are wanting to like save it and pin over to Pinterest. So that can just be another way to optimize it. So now that was a big list, right? And again, if you need the list to review, elizabethmccravy.com/291, that list will be for you right there. And I want to just encourage you to know that you do not need to do all of those. In fact, if you actually did do all that, your blog post would probably start to look kind of crazy, right? If all of a sudden it has all these changes, there's X content pop, there's all these email forms and all these graphics, and like it's so changed, and there's links to YouTube, blurb about you. I mean, that would be a lot of stuff, right? I made that list not knowing what your actual best ranking piece of content would be, but thinking about like the variety of stuff for me, because I do have a wide variety of what ranks well in my business. So different things make sense depending on the post. But I just really want to encourage you to try it. And that list isn't even extensive. Like you might, as you start looking at your blog post, think of something that I should have had on that list. I just want to encourage you to try this, set a timer for yourself, and go, update the content piece, and then count it as done for now. So maybe you even, like I said in the title, maybe now you've listened to this episode, you found your blog post, set a timer for 30 minutes, get as much done as you can, and then move on, maybe move on to the next, or like come back to it later. But just doing any kind of update to optimize it, I mean, just watch, and you may be able to see that like, wow, you're getting more discovery call inquiries. Wow, you're getting more contact form fill outs. Wow, you made more sales on that one product that's really relevant to that post. Wow, now you're making money from Amazon associates, Amazon affiliates when you weren't before, because now you're using affiliate links in this well-ranking post. Like all those kinds of things are the sort of drastic changes you can see in your business through this one change. So anyway, I hope this was so helpful to you. Send me a message on Instagram or comment on the reel that'll go with this episode and let me know if this was helpful to you and if you plan on changing this. And again, you can get more information about all this with more steps at elizabethmccravy.com/291. So thank you guys so much for being here. And I just want to say too, before we close on this like shorter episode that's actually longer than I thought it was going to be, but if you've never left a review for this podcast, I just want to ask you to please take a second and leave a 5-star review. Mark 5 stars, write something about the show if you're a listener and you've never done that. It really helps the show grow, and it helps encourage other people who are considering like, hey, do I want to download an episode from this podcast? When they see other reviews, it helps them make a decision about that. So anyway, thanks so much, guys. I'll be back next week with another episode. Hey, thank you for listening to the podcast all the way to the end. I appreciate you being here. And if you enjoyed this episode, then I want to invite you to check out my website template shop too. Over on ElizabethMcCravey.com, you'll find Showit website templates that are easy to use, strategically designed, and created to help you make more money from your website. Maybe your current website is really boring, maybe it's a challenge to update, and maybe it's even the thing you feel like is holding your business back. Your website needs to be strategically and intentionally designed in order for it to convert your viewers into raving customers, and that's exactly what my templates do. These templates are designed to be SEO friendly on the back end, not just pretty, and also strategic with all the strategies I teach on the show, and they are easy for you to set up all by yourself. So shop them at elizabethmccravey.com/shop and come join thousands of happy customers using these templates. And as an added perk, you can use the code BBPodcast at checkout to get 10% off your template as a thank you for being part of the podcast fam. Again, that's BB Podcast for 10% off any template over on ElizabethMcCravey.com. Also, if you loved this episode, leaving a rating and review for the show on wherever you're listening or sharing it with a friend is a great way to support this podcast. Thank you again for listening, and I'll be back next week with a new episode.